Hello and welcome. And if this isn't your first time, then welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about 6 tips that'll help you astral project for your first time. So, first, if you're having any struggles or having any difficulties with astral projecting, these tips are a perfect way to help you get into the right state of mind and benefit you to help you astral project for your first time or get you unstuck if this isn't your first time. So the first thing I wanted to mention is astral projection is actually fairly simple. The steps that are required to do it are few and not that complicated to understand. Yet it's very challenging to try to get into the right mindset, to get in the right understanding of what you're supposed to do. But consistent practice will be your best way to get your best results. Instead of trying to watch a bunch of courses, ironic that you're watching a video on how to do all this, but instead of scrolling endlessly through media, just practicing is one of the best ways that you'll learn, grow, have fun, and eventually astral project. Now, of course, research is very important, but we'll talk more about that in other points. So today, we'll cover the best time to practice, your one and only technique, your journal is your best friend in all this, how to nuke your media, how to fail better, and how to detach yourself from your desires to astral project. That one's one of my favorite points. So number one, the best time to practice. The best time to practice, now what's very important about this is your energy level. Your energy level is very important because if you're not getting enough energy, then you'll fall asleep. If you have too much, then it'll take you a lot longer to really relax into those deep states. So, anytime is a good time with enough practice. But the best times are right after waking up and midday when your energy plateaus. So, right after waking up, you're groggy and in a much more relaxed state, and it's much easier to be able to relax into that state. This is actually where I have found most of the benefits. I work a 9 to 5 job, of course, so I have to either do it in the morning or in the afternoon, and the morning is the best time for me, but I have found that I'm in the best state to do it in the morning, and I've had the most results, the best results. So in late morning or midday, when your energy is about halfway, it's easier to drift into these deep trances without actually falling asleep. Now, what I mean by plateau is whenever we wake up, our energy is at a lower level, and then it comes up, but then it actually goes up in peaks, and then it comes down as we go throughout the day. And around, I would say about 12 to 3 p.m., that's what I've noticed for me at least, our energy sort of plateaus and stays on one constant level before it starts to fall at the end of the day. Now, do you work a 9 to 5 like I do? The morning before work, can you do that? Are you willing to sacrifice a little bit of your evening to be able to wake up 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour earlier to be able to use that time to meditate? And remember, don't practice on a full stomach. Digestion can take away from your energy. So, next step, your one and only technique. So, astral projection, like I said, is a skill. It is something that you can master. Anybody can master it. Anybody can do it. You build up results, you build up potential energy as you practice, like tipping a domino. Yeah, the first one is not going to have that huge effect, but as you practice again and again and again, it's going to build up an energy, and then eventually the energy will tip over and you will experience a lot. And it doesn't take long to experience a lot, but to tell more about this, whenever you choose a technique, if you switch between techniques, it restarts your progress. Because now, what I mean by restarting your progress is when you switch, you're now changing your mindset of, oh, I was understanding this one technique, but since I'm not getting results, maybe it's not working. Maybe I'll try another one. Now, the thing is, when you switch to that new technique, you're now trying to learn how to do that technique perfectly again. So, first, find a method that you like and intend to master it. This will have better results. If you disconnect yourself from your results, you will have a better time. Remember, care more about getting the technique right and enjoying the process. Because if you care about the end goal too much, then you'll get stressed and frustrated and you won't enjoy the meditation or the technique. So I have a technique that I practice. I started with the Robert Monroe technique and kind of Frankensteined a little bit, meshed it to fit me perfectly, or fit me well. And it's only 6 easy steps. So if you want to go look at it, if you want to go learn about it, it's a full technique that walks you through the exact steps and gives you a process on how to do it. It's the full real deal. And I want you to have it. It's right there on my YouTube channel. I'll also have it in a link below. Go ahead and click it and see if you like it. So let's get into the third step. Your journal is your best friend. So your journal is your best friend. Your journal, a journal for it, is the best way to record, reflect, remember, and progress with your astral projections. When you reflect in your journal, it will help you see what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, what you could be doing differently, and to also, it increases your memory and your recall of not only your meditations, but your dreams as well. Yeah, maybe you're not even recording your dreams, but as you just record your experiences, you'll start to have more dreams. I also recommend maybe doing your dreams as well, because there is another technique where you can astral project from a lucid dream, or if you just want to stay in a lucid dream, that's fun as well. But yeah, you have a better chance with astral projection if you journal. Now, this is 100% optional. You can do it for fun and see the benefits. That's what I recommend. Just grab a journal, and anytime you have an experience, just open it up and write it down. Because as soon as you write it down, you're reviewing it, you're trying to understand what happened, and it's as if you're telling another person, and just telling that to your journal is such a great way to be able to get it down, so you don't have to wait to tell, like, oh my god, I had this crazy experience this morning. It's like, oh wait, give me a second, I have work today, but tell me when I get home. And then when they get home, it's like, oh, tell me about your experience. I forgot. It's like, okay, well then write it down in your journal. And it's like, oh, I forgot, but oh, hey, I wrote it down in my journal. So you open up your journal and you can read like the first sentence and boom, it's right back in your head completely. You didn't even have to read the full paragraph. I still recommend writing it all down because it's a great way to just completely record and also see your progress as you go along. Now getting into the next step, nuking your media. So endlessly scrolling the internet will give you less answers than just practicing and journaling. All the information on social media, such as videos or just watching other people, it can get yourself cluttered in your mind and get you confused on, oh, am I doing this right or am I doing that right? Because there are so many people that can give you different answers on what to do. So if you just use your journal instead, you will find progression and answer your own questions better. So watching others succeed can actually discourage you from wanting to practice, because it's like, well, this person talked about how they sat down and they did it in one day. Or this person talks about like, well, I had 4 astral projections in one day and I saw God. And it's like, well, all I had was slight tinglings and that's it. So watching others can potentially discourage you because you're comparing yourself to them. That's why if you just stop watching it, and of course, maybe watching some stuff every once in a while for research if you really have a question that you can't answer. But if you watch them over and over again, yeah, you'll compare yourself and your progress to them. Why am I not getting the same progress that they are? You have specific needs to your goals, and you will find your way to it in your own way, not their way, in your own way. So use your journal for guidance and help. So here are a few questions that you could ask yourself to be able to get yourself thinking. The first one, fully define your issue. What exactly are you having trouble with? Next, ask what could potentially be causing it. Am I doing something wrong? Is there something that's going on? Do I not have enough energy? And what am I doing to help or hurt my results? Then, how can I change my actions to fix the issue or get better results? So now, to the next step, failing better. When you practice and you don't leave your body, don't worry, because you will always experience something and or learn something new. For example, I had an experience just a little while ago. I was meditating this morning. I didn't leave my body, but I did experience a vision. It was sort of like a dream, but a daydream. I was fully conscious and I never fell asleep, but it was a dream where basically we were searching there was a bunch of cop cars at this crime scene, and there was this one cop car that was there earlier, and I was like looking at some evidence that he had, and I had this little whiz of knowledge go through my head, and it was a voice that said, check his trunk. And I checked his trunk, and lo and behold, we found the evidence that we needed, that he was hiding, that he was the one who did the crime. I don't exactly remember the details, but that was an experience that I had, and it was very dreamlike. And I didn't even leave my body during that experience. So no matter if you're leaving your body or not, you will experience something new. Trial and error really is the best teacher, because every time you meditate, you will learn what you could be doing differently to get better results the next time. And remember, you're not a failure if you don't reach that goal for your first try. You're not a failure if you don't reach it. That just means that there's something that we could be doing differently. And you always have something that you will experience. Remember, get excited and celebrate the small wins. For example, catching yourself drifting into sleep. When you have vivid images or experiences like that. When you relax, feel the weightlessness. Or even if you have like a split second of the vibrations, celebrate that. And remember, more practice and more reflecting, the more you will experience. Just because you didn't astral project doesn't mean you'll have other experiences. Man, I gotta love how I've said that like 3 times. It's like that's the message that I want to get across. And just enjoy the process of meditating with the intent of astral projection. Now, on that note, intent is one of the backbones of our next topic. Eventually, astral projection will happen in its own time. So, last but not least, detaching from your desire. Detaching from the importance of the goal of leaving your body will take away the stress of needing to leave your body, and you will have more fun and relax more. So, desire versus intent. Desire, you are focusing so much on the goal, and when you don't reach that goal, you consider yourself a failure. And that leads to stress and frustration. And so if you desire to astral project, you'll stress about not when it doesn't happen. And when you stress about it, you can't relax, you can't fall into a trance-like state, you will not experience the vibrations, and eventually, that just leads to not having an out-of-body experience, which will just cause more stress, more frustrations, and eventually leading to you feeling like a failure, which you're not. So instead, intend to astral project, create an intention, and then disconnect yourself from the results. Oh, I intend to do it, but it'll happen in its own time, and I'm just here to have fun. So you focus on the process. Remember, intend to astral project. Intend to do the technique correctly. Enjoy the process of getting there. And remember, not reaching the goal is just part of the process. You're learning. You have much more freedom and much more fun. And remember, when you intend to astral project and you intend to do the process, you intend to do the technique correctly and have fun doing it, it's much more fun, it's much more relaxing, and once you relax, you'll enter a trance, you'll enter vibrations, and then you'll have the experience. So it's very counterintuitive that if you desire it, you won't get it. But if you stop desiring and you disconnect yourself from the goal, but you intend to do it, you just set out to, you set yourself that I will do the actions of the meditation with the intention of astral projecting, but I don't desire it. So let's recap. So number one, practice the time that is best for you when you have plateaued energy. And if you are able to, doing it in the morning is the best results. Choose one method and only one method and stick to it and master it. Get a journal and have fun using it, and it will enhance your practice. Try nuking your media by either unsubscribing or unsubscribing. Great. Gotta love how that's a way to subscribe to my channel, but unsubscribe to others. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying try to limit the amount of consumption that you're doing when it comes to stuff and practice more. Practice more than you consume. You'll learn much more from your errors than your success. Success is wonderful and should be celebrated, but your errors are where you learn. And last but not least, intend to astral project, but don't let your desires for the results consume you. So, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you getting this far, and I appreciate you watching this far. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you have any questions or comments, comment. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. And share if you feel anybody is struggling with their stuff and you feel like these tips helped. And go ahead and check out the description below and see that video. Check out my astral projection technique, the one that comes from the Robert Monroe one, and you'll find how to astral project through that one. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.